Welcome to Sports Center, the worldwide leader in sports. Today we have a special Lower Moreland edition where we will be previewing the Beck's Bulls vs. Most Militia boys spring game. This is when 8th grade students at Mary Avenue School go head-to-head in a flag football game. Now I'm going to send this down to my correspondent, Jeremy John, who will interview the coach and quarterback of Beck's Bulls, Mr. Beck.
Okay, I'm here with Mr. Beck, who is the coach and quarterback of Beck's Bulls. Thank you for meeting me today.
Absolutely, JJ.
Why did you make the Beck vs. Molt game in the first place?
Well, Mr. Molt and I were actually hired together 4 years ago, and we realized at the new teacher initiation that we had played high school football against each other. There's always been sort of a rivalry between Lower Moreland and Upper Moreland, and they won that game. Mr. Molt played for Upper Moreland. So I guess I had a bit of a chip on my shoulder from that loss, wanted to avenge myself, so I challenged him to a game here.
Very interesting. What was your opinion on the fall game this year?
We got stomped.
Interesting.
That was my opinion on the fall game.
What are you going to do differently in the spring game after your loss?
Well, there's really two things that everybody has focused on after our loss. I think an undue amount of attention has been given to Bogdan. It was certainly a real factor, but you also can't forget about the fact that our offense has to stop their defense. Every time Dan Alexander caught the ball, we couldn't catch him. So if he's on the field the same time as some of their other athletes, it creates real problems for us.
Will you be changing any of the players that will be sitting on your offensive line?
Yeah, I think I realized after the game, JJ, it's a great question. I didn't even know who the heck Bogdan was. And then when I saw him, I assumed he was someone's parent. And then I found out he was actually playing in the game. And that he intended to wear his hair like that. In the game, really though, in fairness to him, he's a better athlete than I thought. So he got a lot more pressure on me than I had expected him to. So I think what we're going to have to do is maybe sacrifice a little bit of strength on the offensive line to get someone that's a little faster to keep up with him. Because he's not somebody who can just block one time and be done. You have to stay on him.
Okay. And we've heard rumors that the quarters will be extended, and is that true?
I certainly hope that they will. I'm up for that. I think in the fall there's a lot more obligations on both teachers and students. The nice thing about the spring game is usually a lot of the responsibilities have started to dissipate, so that I can certainly stay later. I know Mr. Molt can, and if the kids can, I think we'd like to probably go like hour-long halves.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking time to do this interview.
All right. Tell Molt, watch out.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeremy. Now that you've heard from the coach of Beck's Bulls, now we're going to send Jeremy down to interview some of his players to hear their thoughts on the game.
Okay, I'm here with the captains of Beck's Bulls, Hank Campbell, Oscar Zhang, and No Pretend now. So what do you guys think your team's biggest fault was in the game?
I think it was basically, as Mr. Beck said, Dan Alexander
and Bogdan.
Shura.
We gotta stop the line, you know.
We need a stronger offensive line.
Okay, how are you planning to utilize some of your amazing talents in this game?
Speed. Take advantage of the speed that we have.
And our agility. I think we plan to get Oscar the ball more so he can take it downfield.
And hopefully get no free in the game, get some running plays in.
So,
I think we need to spread the ball around, catch them off guard. And get Hank to play the line. Even throw it to some subs, maybe they'll never see that coming, so switch it up a little bit.
And as the captains of your team, how do you think your chances are against a strong Most Militia team?
It's going to kick rear end. I think we're pretty close.
I think it's a tight match. I think
it's pretty even.
I think it's gonna be a harder match. Everybody's gonna be stronger. Dan's gonna be faster, and Bogdan's still gonna have long hair. So we'll see how it goes.
We're gonna have an addition, Jeremy.
Oscar, this question is sent mainly to you. Since you're in the backfield most of the time, what do you plan to do against the Most Militia's defensive line?
Actually, it's probably just still guard Dan, use my speed and agility.
Do you plan to run the ball more in the next game?
I mean, here and there, I guess. We'll spread.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Keep them off guard.
Thank you for taking your time to do this interview.
Thank you, JJ. Now that you've heard from Mr. Beck and his players, we're going to hear from the coach and quarterback of Molt Militia, Mr. Molt, to hear his thoughts on the game.
Unfortunately, Mr. Molt was not able to give us an interview because of his busy schedule, but he has prepared a statement for us to say, and I quote, "We plan to utilize all our assets on our team and plan to sub in our bench players for our starters so that our starters not get tired. We also plan to utilize Bogdan and his quick defense against Mr. Beck's offensive line. We also plan to use him throughout the whole entire game and defeat his Beck's Bulls team."
Since we were unable to hear from Mr. Molt in person, here are some of his players to get their opinions on the game.
Alright, thanks Josh. We're here with Dan Alexander and Jeremy Geiger. Congratulations on winning the fall game.
Thank you.
Welcome. Did you guys think you would win the fall game? Or?
Yeah, we felt pretty confident. We had a pretty stacked team. I mean, Mark Doherty, Jeremy on the line, Bogdan. I mean, it was all good. It was good.
Jeremy, what do you think?
I thought going into the game it was pretty equal. I mean, the teams were both good. Mr. Beck's a good quarterback, Mr. Malt's a good quarterback. It was all about, it came down to basically the last 2 minutes of the game.
Were you guys surprised by Bogdan?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I never knew he was going to go out like that. I mean,
We knew he was pretty, like a freak when it came to going nuts. He would be good at going nuts, but we didn't expect him to be actually athletic, but he came through.
yeah.
Do you think Bogdan's going to dominate like that again? Or do you think Beck's plans are going to...
I don't know, Beck's players will like change around Bogdan for this game, but I think it's all about the hair. It's all about the hair. So if Bogdan still has the hair, I don't think anyone can stop him.
And he still does, so...
We'll see.
And Dan, you had a touchdown during the game. What did you feel like?
Felt pretty good. I mean, the first one, I guess, felt the best because, I mean, first touchdown of the game was amazing. So.
Alright, well, guys, good luck in your next game.
Thank you. Thank you.
This concludes the ESPN Lower Moreland edition. Thank you for tuning in and have a great day.